secretary.
By the secretary. We have a motion to approve.
A motion.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Anyone
Nobody opposed?
opposed?
Financial report, enclosed both the copy from January and February 2012 financial report. Motion required to approve the January and February financial report. As unaudited statements.
Yeah, I looked at it earlier. I'll set motion.
And homeowners, there were a couple of them stacked up over there, January and Feb, if you wanted to grab a copy.
We have a second on that?
I'll second. Can we, the money market, it doesn't make any money for us, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Do we need to move that somewhere?
Yeah, that was,
You can move some of it into at least maybe some CDs.
Like a short term, like a year or 6 months? Yep.
I'm not finding many associations that want to put it in a very long term because they feel like it's so low right now. They don't want to lock it up for too long. Of course, the longer term, the better rate you're going to get.
Right.
I can look into that at financial institutions and credit union too, and we have articles of incorporation for the board showing that we're not for profit.
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'll need to have those if we can. I'll get some rates and send it out to everybody.
Perfect. I'll get you the articles.
Okay. So can we carry that over to the next meeting too? Okay, thanks.
old business, job work order report.
Well,
Well done. Alterations, we can add Caitlin Storm door.
So we need a motion for a storm door for 1286 Remington Drive. Have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Okay. Caitlin, I will do the cover letter on behalf of the board and email it to you tomorrow.
As long as it's not too
Next, the sinkholes. We have a response from the attorney regarding responsibility for the sinkholes.
So everybody's just washing their hands. Pointing
Yeah.
fingers.
Everyone's
Use both
pointing
fingers.
fingers.
Yes.
I don't know what to do about this. If we do seal coating in the spring, we were just prolonging the problem. I mean, we're gonna have somebody look at it and try to determine what the issue is and try to get it repaired, otherwise we're just gonna keep going and going and going.
We have more sinkholes again?
No, but if they just got filled in the fall,
Right.
and if we don't do anything to repair them permanently, it's just gonna keep happening again. And if nobody, in the village isn't, and LLC, Town and Country, nobody's gonna take ownership of it, then I think we're gonna have somebody come out and take a look and see if they can determine what the issue might be.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Scott and I, when we did that one walk, I think that the one view that we've gotten a couple of different opinions, but that view seemed to be that it was an issue maybe of how the compaction was really done, and the long and short of it is you couldn't find that all the sinkholes were systematically in the same place. There is an element of randomness. Some of them are off to the side, some of them are up front near the garage door, and some are down by the apron.
So can we go towards contacting Remington and Fox Lake Sanitary District?
We already had Fox Lake out.
Fox Lake is,
Yeah, we already had the Fox Lake guy out. They were pointing elsewhere.
I don't see more chairs.
Town and Country's pointing elsewhere.
Shock.
Remington's gonna be very hard to go after.
We can certainly bring out another, like paving asphalt type company, and maybe bring out more than one, have them walk with a board member or two, and,
Not gonna be able to do anything till they sink again though, at this point.
Just for 1 month.
You know,
here's the problem, it's like, do you continue to just fix them as they occur? Because your only other alternative is digging up driveways.
Right. How long is the builder responsible for the properties once he's done in the neighborhood? Is it 3 years, 2 years?
I think that the attorney had said that it was, with this, it was next couple. Did you say that the last time?
Well, he certainly did, but we already have a response from Town and Country that is pointing a finger towards Remington Homes.
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't he have?
have we contacted them yet? Remington directly?
I don't remember.
But I think we gotta try.
But we can certainly, for the purposes of having closed all the doors.
Right.
Yes, I would think you're
I think
probably
that's probably
right.
what we have to do
Even though
next
to
time.
me, yeah, I would agree
I
with you.
think also
Years
asking the
ago.
attorneys what other legal recourse we have for this.
Yeah,
There's gotta be something, we have to be able to do something. We can't just say, okay, everyone's pointing the finger elsewhere, and
well, you can always go to court, it's just that becomes a,
sure.
ineffective
that's
in
gonna
many
do
cases.
anything.
So, I think
let's
it does
try going
make
to
sense
Remington.
to go to Remington.
Yeah.
We've already done Fox Lake, we've already
Did
got a
they respond?
response, well, not written, we don't have a written response.
I want a written one from them too.
Okay.
I just think we gotta do due
Responses.
diligence before you start doing it on our own.
I think it's appropriate.
And
Is that,
then
what does
what
the
do we
rest of
wanna
the
do?
board think?
Agree with you.
But then what do we wanna do in
Okay.
the meantime with seal coating? Because
You
it's
gotta
gonna
move
have to be
forward.
done, right, it's gonna have to be done anyways.
Well, certainly you can go ahead and get your bids in,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to-
because, yeah. If the board wants to give me names of bidders that you want on the bid list, I will do it for you. But that's, I kind of have heard that if you wanna give me names, that I'll work with those, or if you want me to give you some names, I'll give you some names. You tell me. I have names I could give you. All right, so sinkholes, 2 letters we're looking for.
Yep.
2 responses
Yeah,
from
Fox Lake and then-
Fox Lake and Remington Homes. All right, and then, just make note that it probably is advisable to get those bids out fairly soon, because they just pack their schedule, throughout the whole summer.
2011 audit and tax returns. Enclosed is a signed letter of engagement the board voted on. Last board meeting. Legal review of rules and regulations. Enclosed is also a copy of the legal review of the draft of the rules and regulations.
We got that, it's clean, it's ready to go.
Currently, we got together and revised after the attorney had received the copy. We had to go back and revise some of those. They're back to Nancy now, and she's gonna make sure that we cross all our T's and dotted all our I's. And then it will go out for homeowner review for the 30 days, once it's completed.
Do we have a date when we think it'll be ready to go?
Well, today's what, Tuesday?
Today's the 13th.
I should be able to have it done by the end of the week,
Yeah.
to get it off to you all to sign off on it.
Okay.
It looked like it was just a few final
It was just a couple things, yeah, that we need to
Yeah, it wasn't
decide
many.
on. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So you're not gonna bring this to an open meeting that people discuss?
We already did that.
We have a committee meeting and.
Yeah, and then since then, how many rewrites have been written?
It's just
There's
really
no
just,
rewrites. It went to the attorney to make sure that everything was legal and there was no discrepancies towards the master and nothing illegal that that we couldn't put in there for rules and regulations. So nothing was changed drastically.
So how many folks here have seen those?
Nobody's seen it yet, because it hasn't gone out yet.
It's the rules and regulations board meeting, and then it's gonna go out, once it's completed, it'll go out for a 30-day homeowner review.
And any feedback will come back out.
Well, we can do another rules and regulations once it goes out to the homeowners, we can do another.
It's supposed to go out, once you've got a final proposed version, it's supposed to go out to all the homeowners for a 30-day review,
And then it
and
doesn't go
it
into
can't
effect.
be adopted until
It's like 60 days.
it's, yeah, well, and you've got that interesting twist, that even after it's been out for the 30 days, there's this sort of supplemental 60-day period in your declaration. But that 30 days when it's out is supposed to be the review period. So you need
What's
to
the normal, I
decide,
guess, what's the normal process then, if there's any, grievance, whatever, from any homeowners, that they wanna be able to give feedback, how do they, what's that process look
the
like?
normal process is that they should submit their concerns in writing ahead of time, so that the board has the opportunity to review what the concerns are.
Okay.
So that it makes for a more productive meeting if you know what the issues are for the homeowners. So that's what they're supposed to do.
Cover letter to the
Oh, it
homeowners?
would be,
So- okay,
yeah,
so they would
provided in
know.
writing, so that, yeah.
So when you get this back so that we can get final review and sign off, can you also provide the cover letter so we
Oh,
can
absolutely.
review that?
You can review the cover letter as
Perfect.
well, yeah.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna have to do it before the beginning, since we have to do it at the beginning. Oops.
Sorry, we don't.
So,
That's all right, yeah. LCCon contract termination. We sent a notice to LCCon, the current landscape and snow removal company, terminating their contract as of April 1st. And they acknowledged receipt of that termination on February 28th.
yep.
So they will no longer be our landscaping and snow plow company.
Do they also acknowledge that they will fix the turf damage
Yes,
from the snow plowing from this year?
yes.
I had heard
My,
that.
It's in our
it was in the cover, it was in the letter from the attorney reminding them of that obligation.
Okay.
I spoke with him, I don't have any reason to believe that they would burn a bridge and not do that,
Yeah.
so.
Outlet R. We had a response from the attorney regarding Outlet R. And,
For everybody's knowledge, the outlet R is that, the circle between Remington and Waverly.
Vacant land.
the determination of Outlet R was dedicated to the village of Volo per the original plat of the subdivision. Any attempt to acquire Outlet R would need to be negotiated directly with the village. What I think is
What we talked about earlier is contacting the village directly to see if they just wanna deed it over to us. If they're not willing to do that, then they either, ideally what they would need to do is we would go ahead and maintain it and then invoice back to them, have you invoice back to them what the maintenance per month would be for that. Cause otherwise, you can't have them maintaining it at a different time than we maintain the rest of the property, otherwise it's just gonna look odd, you know. Anybody disagree with that?
No, that's fine. I'm just wondering why it would be so hard pressed.
I don't think that they would be, but if they are, then we just need an
If
outlet
they
so
don't
that
wanna
we're
pay
not
for it, then
maintaining it.
Right.
we can look into acquiring it.
Ideally, we just haven't deeded to us.
I think Ken, you're the one who said that Ken Burkhart was out there, he hasn't been in, so maybe this is really something that needs to go.
I don't know how long ago it was, I don't know when he's gonna be returning. The president of the village of Volo, had triple bypass.
No, he's not the president, he's just the administrator. He's not the president, can't be the president. Anyway,
I don't know, one of the head guys, because either, he was, they don't know driveway, it was either Ken or Russell, I don't remember which one. I think it was Ken, I think you're right, I think he's like the
administrator.
head administrator guy or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, so he's out right now, so maybe I'll go to one of the village board meetings and I'll inquire about it again.
So let me just ask, is there something that you want me to do in regards to Outbound R right now? Or are you thinking of maybe setting up a meeting with
You
your,
should just be able to contact them directly, I would think.
Well, the attorney said that they're happy to negotiate.
Well, there shouldn't really be a negotiation, there should be a quick vote.
No, but I mean, if we're paying for
I don't think
attorney
they're gonna-
services,
do
I might as
you,
well.
I guess I'm just asking if you all wanna make the initial contact, and then if there's a point where you need the attorneys to come in, you can have them come in, or how do you wanna handle it?
It just comes under the regular retainer of the attorney anyway, right?
I think it would, and I would
Right, that's what I
definitely
said.
ask before I would have them go and do something that's gonna cost you more
Yeah, I would
money.
think it would come under the regular retainer that we're already paying them in this case and just have them do it. It should be a quick
Sure.
turnaround.
Okay, so I'll go to KSN, ask if this is gonna be part of their, make sure that it's gonna be part of their retainer.
This was, I don't know why that
And then
wouldn't
have
be.
Yeah,
them
it probably is.
try to pursue
It's just a different part.
purchase. What you're trying to do is get it. You
Yeah.
want ownership of it.
Right.
Okay. Purchase
Yeah,
might not be the
maintaining
right
it.
word if
Yeah,
you
don't
want.
say
wanna
purchase.
pay anything.
Yeah, don't say purchase.
You want ownership of it.
You want it.
Yeah.
The association.
Okay.
Homeowner correspondence, encloses the board communication of homeowners.
What page is it? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're reading 58 and 59.
If they're getting actions required on that.
No actions required. New business. Landscape and snow beds. We had a landscape committee meeting on February 8th. There were 3 contractors that we invited to come and speak with homeowners. Acres Group, Land Escapes, and Landscape Concepts Management. We reviewed all of their bids. I went back to 2 of the companies, requested that they sharpen their pencils and come back at a lower price. One of the companies came down, but it wasn't a significant enough to make a decent amount of savings for us. We ended up going with Landscape Concepts Management, who also offered to, at no charge, do a dormant pruning of the trees and shrubs for us at no charge. It's an $1,800 value. So we're looking to make a motion to award Landscape Concepts Management. The land contract is $23,532, and the snow is $25,860. I think currently this year we were at, what, 80,
Quite a bit more.
no, yeah, it was like 80,
This is,
around $80,000 for the company that we were currently using. So it's a huge savings. And the
Wow.
company that we actually did award, that we are awarding to,
Yes, also.
after we pass the motion,
Yeah,
one of the gentlemen lives on Chesterton. So I don't know if you're all familiar with that house with the really nice landscaping by the
It's the
south side.
prettiest property in the whole
He has the
community.
nicest landscaping, so hopefully our
They have a really
community
good
will start
reputation.
looking, yeah, hopefully our community will start looking as nice as their landscape will, yeah.
Okay.
They were
So
very
motion
impressive.
required to award Landscape Concepts Management to approve their term. Second, we're all in favor?
all in favor?
Beautiful.
Question for the board.
Yes.
Are you going to execute the 3-year? Are you gonna go for the 3 years?
I don't think it matters whether we do the 2 or 3 years, because we can always, there is the clause in there
Can't
for termination.
get out.
So,
And not only that, but they were keeping their pricing flat for 3 years.
right,
So,
right, so
As long as we
I
can
think
get out if the service isn't there, I would think.
it's the
we'll
same
go with
thing
the
as
3.
LCCON, like we send a letter terminating
And
30
I-
days.
and I even attached the short form contract that
Yeah,
has the language about the termination too, so.
yeah, so I think we should do the 3 years just to keep the price the same.
Yep.
Because it sounded
Oh,
like you
yeah,
said
oh,
it's really
All right.
gonna take time to get our land, our
Right.
lawns back, you know, that.
Right.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go for 3 years or 2?
3.
3, okay.
Because we can cancel.
And plus it's like-
We
Okay,
also,
I'll need some signatures on this contract.
Okay.
But we You can do it even at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay, just don't let me forget.
We also have, proposals for the supplemental landscaping and the mulch relocation and installation at 1789 and the fall court aeration at 1998.
That's included in the contract or no?
Well, they're extras, it's
They're
not
extras.
included in the contract. So we need a motion, right, we need a motion to approve those proposals.
What's the mulch relocation? Where is
They're
it?
gonna-
Basically,
they're
doing
gonna-
mulch again.
Oh,
Well, they're gonna
it's
take
like,
them,
is it somewhere and it's being relocated?
Yeah, where's it
somewhere?
gonna go?
they're gonna take the old mulch that's there
Right?
off the premises
Oh,
and
okay.
then reinstall
Relocate it.
Okay.
new mulch.
It's not gonna go from this pile over there.
No, they're not just relocating from one bed to the other.
They really need
Just wanna make sure.
They really need to do
Let's
that.
move it over here, move it over there.
They really need to relocate it. But they
Well,
did get
now
on
we got
that.
like the mulch in these streets.
Oh, so we have to make sure that that's including the letter.
Yeah.
Including out loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have, that's.
It did get done last year.
Oh, are you going?
Well, wait a minute.
On both.
Let's get in.
Dry air dries out.
Either way though, we're either gonna get it deeded over to us,
Right.
or we're gonna,
We need it.
Bill
invoice them, and we'll invoice them for the mulch too. It looks horrible not doing just that section.
Okay,
Okay, so,
Penny, do you think it was included? Do you think he included out loud or no?
I think he might have,
It's not that much more.
because,
Okay.
because he knew that it was for maintaining the property as well. So I'm assuming that he would have done that also.
Okay, but I'll go back
Try-
and make sure that it's in there, okay.
And then I agree with what Deb just said, is that we need to include that in the letter, the invoice to the village for maintaining that property. The mulch relocation and court aeration, so whatever percentage of that for that outlot needs to be included in their invoice. So the village is paying.
If they don't deed it over to us
Right.
first.
Okay,
Just back burner it for a second.
Right.
I got it.
Yeah.
I wrote it.
Deed it or pay for it?
Exactly.
Deed it over to us or pay for it?
2012-2014 proposed management agreement renewal. This is from PSI to renew the contract that expires on April 30, 2012. I believe,
I mean, I know that you're bidding it, so
Right,
I'm
let's
just
table that
letting
for-
you know that mine's in here,
yeah,
and I already know you're bidding it, so.
yeah.
We should
Yeah,
be able to
we
have,
know.
bids back by the next board meeting, and obviously likely beforehand.
Okay,
So I'll be contacting you on that as well as well.
yeah, sounds good.
That's it.
Maybe it. Open forum. Do we have the sign-in sheet, or you guys wanna go grab it?
I'll get it.
Please.
I thought it was two.
Remember, one of them had,
Right.
No, but I have his, I'll email him now.
I think so.
Huh?
I think so.
It's probably included. I mean, I mentioned it to all of them to include it, so it probably doesn't just specify it in there, so I'll just ask them if it's gonna specify.
Are you taking questions tonight?
Yeah, we have the open forum sign-in sheet, so she's grabbing
You
that.
have to sign up so you can ask the questions?
You don't have to.
It is.
It's not required.
Oh,
We'll take your questions anyway, it's not required.
All right, I think there's a few things in there, so people that just, like, go down the line and we'll find out.
Okay. All right, Mark?
All right, Mike, I mean, you answered one question about the, getting new contracts for, park management and so forth. My one question is I have a big old mound of dirt in front of my townhome. Is that going anywhere soon? Because if not, I can get an excavator to get it out of the way real quick.
Are you talking about by the parking lot?
Right in the parking lot, right in front of my driveway, is a big mound of dirt.
When did they start that last property
Yeah,
right
they're
there?
supposed to be building another unit there.
Oh, I know, but I just,
No, I think we'll have to contact
I'll-
Town and Country.
yeah, I can
We'll have to
contact
ask
Tom.
Pat.
okay, because,
and
like I
find
say, I
out.
can get the dirt out, tomorrow if I have to.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Pat
I'll get it
how,
out real quick.
as to what's happening with that.
So you must be then, you're right as you come in on.
I'm in the first set of townhomes when you drive in, well, besides the model homes.
All right,
I'm the other one.
building on Waverly?
Yeah, I mean, well, if we had street sign, yes.
We had, well, it's up to you.
We had no street.
We never, did we just?
No, there's no street sign. Where we,
We didn't get answers. Like, it was on that, it was on the sidewalk in front of the models, remember?
Oh, yeah, the whole,
Right,
get the,
remember that?
Was it in our board meeting? Or
No, it was just
separate
an email
or
communication
something?
trying to get a status update on the sidewalks in front of the, where it's incomplete in front of the models that are permanent
I
residents.
apologize, I'm
No,
just
it's
drawing
okay.
a blank on it.
It's okay.
Just drawing a
We'll have
blank
to look
on
into
So
it.
we need to find out
So,
about that too, when they're
yeah.
gonna get that sidewalk finished, cause it's just a hazard.
yeah, one more thing real quick. About, I know I see that you guys have new, new landscape concept where, man, we use them at another company too, so. But who do I go after now to get my dead bushes replaced? 'Cause I've been asking for, since I moved in. They've been dead since I moved in for almost 2 years now. And every time I call PSI and stuff, they just tell me to wait until we get a new management company. So now we have one, how do I get my bushes? Because I got no problem replacing it and sending invoice.
Or we're gonna have to purchase new ones probably for the.
I mean, they're complete dead, they're not even,
We have some,
Well,
we have
yeah.
funds in the budget to replace dead
Absolutely,
bushes.
yeah, you
We'll
got
talk
a
with this
budget.
new company
got a
and we'll
budget.
have them,
Yeah.
it's 1186 is my,
Okay, thanks.
well, we'll have them go around and make note, they're gonna be going around soon to be doing the pruning, the tree pruning and bushes and everything.
Funny,
And I'll ask
Saturday
him,
was-
I'll communicate with him and make sure that he makes note of what bushes are dead,
okay.
and then we'll have them replace all of them, all
Is
of
it
the
out front of your
properties.
property, in the front?
No, it's right in my front door. My front door's in towards the, well, it's the 2 garages and then the 2 front doors are in the middle, whatever,
Got it, okay.
dug in there. And there's those bushes right there, there's, half it's out the ground already.
Okay.
There's,
Yeah,
there.
I'll contact him.
Okay.
Email address?
You what?
Email address?
Yeah.
Can you give me that?
Yeah, I write them.
That'd be great, thanks.
set up a whole walk, spring them off with us guys then, when we get
Yeah.
a date,
That's a good idea.
walk around.
Yeah, that's the typical process. What, this will be an unusual landscaping walk because it was such a mild winter. But what we would sometimes find is that we try to go out early enough to deal with like dog damage related things. So we try to go out early enough, but the downside is that sometimes you couldn't identify whether certain plants were thriving yet or not. So I think this year, because it's been so mild, you probably just won't have that problem. Things are gonna be blooming
Already.
much sooner, yeah, you won't have that problem. But that's, you should be able to do a walk and identify all that with the landscape.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I have a quick question related to that. I didn't sign in. As far as patching, we got a letter in the mail last year that said we were responsible, and I don't mind taking care of it. It's just with the new landscaping company. I was just wondering if that's included or if that's something they're going to address, or are we responsible for that again this year? I just wanted to know before we go ahead and do something.
Are we talking about for dog damage?
Yeah, just in our back there then.
That's probably.
It's up to the board how you want to address it. The landscaper, as part of their normal services, is
do
not
that.
gonna include repairing the dog damage as part of just their general contract.
If it's,
But-
especially if it's sod that needs to be replaced, I think it's always gone back to the homeowner when
Okay.
there's been dog damage. And then if the homeowner doesn't take care of it, then the association will, but then they bill it back to the homeowner. So it's more to your benefit to do it on your own.
No, and that's fine. We did that last year, and we'll take care of it. That's fine.
Yeah,
No, real quick, I did that last year, put new sod down my back, and it took my sod out.
yeah,
And
that's,
then, so it's like, I can't win. I mean, it's like, these lands, I mean, my landscape kills me in the back. 'Cause I look on my streets, my backyard's now the work. So, I mean, the hill and it's all weed. I mean, our backyard's, looks like,
It's gonna look much better.
oh,
Do you have a dog?
what?
Do you have a dog?
We're
Yes.
being very optimistic.
but
Yeah,
you are.
he's not allowed out in the back though.
Okay, just wondering, I mean.
No, I do.
You are bringing up one of the challenges, and that is that if the individual homeowner is gonna do the dog damage repair. And a lot of homeowners, particularly in this economy, would like to just do it themselves, because it's,
Cheaper.
you know, it's gonna cost less. But then there's the problem that the landscaper comes through and does their mow, and if you're able to, you know, like even put up some
Stake it off.
stakes with, you know, that would probably be a great idea, because
Or else,
they can undo the work that the homeowner was trying to do.
he can always let us know also, and we can let him know, this person at this address replaced and repaired something, please do not do anything with that. Yeah,
Yeah, although physically, I mean, if you could do something physical,
yeah.
it's even better yet, because now you're talking about, you know, the message getting relayed all the way down to that guy who's mowing.
Right.
And
you
so
made
if you
sick.
can do something physically
If
around
I'm not
like
mistaken,
that.
it's either in
Orange
this
cones.
contract or one of the other contracts. I specifically remember reading that they said that they were gonna put flags up, or they were gonna pass
Yeah.
out flags or
They
something.
never did.
No, it's for, when homeowners make repairs.
Oh.
It's
And
also
now
for
this-
when you
this
have your,
contract
you make, put in place.
Yeah,
like
I don't remember if
flowers
it's in, we'll have to look at the
Okay.
contract again. If it's not, we can ask him for those also. And I think there was, might have also been in there for, like, if they fertilize, if they put some type of fertilizer. I know one of the homeowners had a concern also last time to put flags down. And I
Yeah.
specifically remember reading in one of the contracts and asked, I think it was in this one, that they will be putting flags down
when they fertilize.
when they fertilize, to let the people know, yeah. So those are two things that we'll double check and make sure that it's in that contract before we sign. These are kind of exceptions. Just so I can ask Anthony.
Anybody else have questions?
Oh, yeah, we got one. Oh, no. This is open forum. Kathleen?
I have a suggestion idea, and it's not an immediate thing, but I think it's something we should all think about, and it's shuttering the backs of the buildings and the sides of the buildings.
I don't know what you mean.
Putting shutters up on the windows on the back sides of the building, so the building looks finished instead of like a barracks. So it looks more like a home.
Decorative
So take the
exterior.
same ones from the front of the buildings and just put them around on the back, or on the exposed sides.
I'd rather see landscaping make it.
Well, I want landscaping too.
I think that
But I think it would start, it's not an immediate thing, but I think it would,
Finish off.
the investment would pay off for all of us in the long run. Big, for curb appeal.
Were people just signing in, thinking they were just signing in, or do people know that you were signing in for open
I had a
forum?
question, I signed it.
Okay. Well, let me go down here real quick, just to make sure that you guys,
Once, do you want me to just read this line?
yeah,
It says, any areas chosen to be maintained by property owners are to be clearly marked with red flags available from LCM.
so they do have them.
Oh, good.
That's what I did.
How do we go about getting those red flags? Do we go through you?
Maybe I can ask him to give me a bunch, and I can keep them in my garage, so that whenever homeowners have done something, I can, they can contact
Probably the most
me.
practical way.
In the previous years with the other companies, I would call you and you would let them know and they actually dropped them off on my doorstep.
Yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah, we'll ask them.
Yeah.
We probably have a process in place, we just gotta find out what that is and make
Yeah.
sure it works for us.
Yeah, I'll ask Anthony. Eric?
Right. He had actually asked the question I was gonna ask, but I guess that leads me to another. You said that they plan on building another unit
Yeah.
where the parking lot is. When does that plan on getting started?
We're gonna have to
When I
find
get
out
that
when to
answer
contact.
for the board.
Yeah.
I'm
We're gonna
assuming it's in the
contact.
spring, but we don't know yet, we'll find out
Is
later.
that gonna be the last town and
That's the
country
last
home?
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions for them? Go ahead.
I was told the property values, including the SSAs, are supposed to be at 2.5%. I was wondering if any talks are considered kind of a group action, being that my place is currently about 5.5% of the property value. I'm sure all of you realize what our property values are actually at, and they haven't been lowering the taxes.
I had gone actually to try to get mine lowered, and the comparisons, they wouldn't lower the property taxes because the only comparisons that they had were foreclosures, and you could only use, I think it was one foreclosure or one short sale. And then the other ones were builder dumping is what they were calling them, because the builders are selling them at 109 starting at, so they wouldn't
That's the
use
true market
those.
value. Pat Hatton told me that that's the true market value.
Well,
So
And I'm
I know
saying-
they're making excuses at the county, but we're supposed to be taxed at 2.5%. I just wonder if we want to do some class
I
action
would,
joint
I would
thing,
be opposed to it.
because
I would
it's,
love for the taxes to lower.
we are way overtaxed.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think the window for that adjustment is
yeah, I think we've, yeah.
That's for this year, and that's as an individual, but maybe next year, if we put pressure on the county as a group.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think there's a homeowner in our community that won't go for that.
That's right, I mean, everybody.
Well, we're way, it's way over,
Crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy. We should do that.
Yeah, we can do that, absolutely. Josh?
No question, I actually thought it was a sign-in sheet.
Oh, okay.
I was just kind of coming back to the letter that we recently got from the board about additional fees from one of the board members who chose to waive like association fees, and then we incurred some additional legal fees. And I'd like an explanation of that. And, we're already kind of trying to scrape and make ends meet to get better landscaping, maybe shutters and whatever. And how did that happen? Who was responsible? And if we could have a little explanation.
One of our board members had gone to court
Well,
when
there's like
a
5 of you.
homeowner had requested a hearing, and at that hearing, the board member acted as a homeowner, not as a board member.
Really?
And,
She wasn't even there.
Yeah, she wasn't even there.
well, he
First
did
of
not
all,
have, he did not
this
have approval.
board dragged one of our homeowners into court.
So who,
Without-
what?
Without a meeting. Without
No,
a
we
meeting.
didn't drag him into court. He
Yes, you
requested to
did.
go
You
there.
had an eviction. You had
He
an eviction
requested-
from this board.
How many letters did these people get?
I don't know. He got one.
The person was behind in their assessments.
Can't imagine that we would send an eviction letter to
months.
someone that missed one payment.
Thousands of dollars.
That's legal.
There
We're already
was
bankrupt and we
3
lost.
payments that were missed. 3 payments.
So,
They still
you
have
know,
to pay their
like, people are,
association dues,
we're
just like
going
all
into
of us.
foreclosures, whatever, right?
So
So
this
if we
person
don't
was
put
arguing
liens on
that.
those, we're not gonna
No, this was.
get any money back.
That's right. You are correct. You are correct.
And so, are you the board member?
Yes, I am.
Who caused such
Oh,
additional?
I caught that.
So, my question, I have a couple follow-up questions then. Are you current on your homeowners association dues and fees?
That's none of your business anyway.
I'm a homeowner, I'm
Doesn't
asking
matter.
it.
Are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course I am.
Okay. So,
And then additionally, you've caused a lot of hurt, mayhem, unintentional, like, neighbor against neighbor. Don't you think it's about time that you resign from the board?
no, certainly not.
Are you going to, run again?
You betcha.
The homeowner in question, $1,359, that's a lot.
In legal fees.
In legal fees. In legal fees.
That
So
Nancy
what
Hankins
did we
initiated
incur?
the collection.
What did our homeowners association incur as far as this action?
$700, and $700 the association will be incurring.
And that's on top of the
Yep,
little,
all the other fees.
the,
The vote.
yeah, the trying to oust the other members.
That didn't cost you guys a penny.
It costs the association, sure it did.
What did it cost
That
our
wasn't due to me,
association?
that was due to you guys. You guys did it. I didn't. The $400 that I spent came out of my pocket.
wanna hear it?
5 months, by the way.
So,
I think after 5 months, it's just
well, again,
It's our responsibility as board members to make sure and to follow up with individual homeowners that are not paying their association dues. Because if we have homeowners that aren't paying their association dues,
They're
we
getting
have
free
we have a
services.
fiduciary responsibility to make sure that we are landscaping, we're fixing siding that gets melted, we're fixing roofs that need it, we have seal coating that gets done. You can't exclude one homeowner, so you have to follow up with the homeowner to make sure that they are paying their association dues, just like everybody else in our community. That's
Like
our
I-
role
like I
as board
said.
members.
And
And if we aren't willing to do that as board members, we
You're
shouldn't
not
be on this
representing the
board.
whole,
And we have been contacted by homeowners that can't make it, can't make the assessment, and they've worked out a payment plan.
Which we are more
Which
than
we
willing
are
to do.
more than happy to do that. But
When you have
these
people that are
folks
blatantly not
don't.
paying their bills, you have to follow up.
yes.
No one
Right.
Consequences.
And if you looked at their ledger, because they came to me, they speak Spanish and I helped them out, their ledger shows that some of those late payments were from a year ago. They were trying to throw extra money at it. So the full facts would help.
What does it
Year
matter
ago?
when it should be, when
And
they're late from?
that
I mean,
they
if they're late
had
from a year ago, they're late from 2 months ago.
And
They
that
shouldn't
way.
be getting caught up on their payments and approach the board and making some kind of a payment plan rather than letting it go to court or asking for them to go to court. We didn't force them to go to court. We didn't tell them to not make their payments.
you handed them eviction notice.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
This particular homeowner got at least 2 notices. They first got a notice
Then why couldn't you
of
present that in court?
Of potential legal action, and then got a 30-day notice.
He got
Both,
nothing, he got
both
one notice.
appropriate steps, both appropriate steps.
Like I
When-
said, the judge didn't even agree with it, so.
Okay, as a, what, I pay my, my assessments, whatever a month, but at what point, like, monthly, how far do you get behind to start your process?
Right.
I mean, that's what I thought. So if somebody's, let's say 4 months behind, is that when you start?
There's a pre-collection letter at 60 days. There is a collection effort started at 90.
And
But
then
no, but I understand it, but what I mean, I'm talking about dollar amount. Because if you're, let's say, $10, that's what I'm saying, for 90 days.
we're talking months.
Okay,
If you don't make a
painful.
payment for like
Right.
2 consecutive months, you get a pre-collection. If you don't make a payment for, say, where are we now, March, April, and May, in the beginning of June, it would go into collections.
But this
Right.
didn't go into collection, just went right to eviction. That's what I'm saying, there was no due process here. It was, this guy was handed a thing on December 15th of eviction, pending, and here's your court date. And I said, well, what about collections, what about a lien? I said, you guys didn't even know about it, you didn't even hear about it, I even asked the board, I had it right here.
We had it in the management report. It was in the executive session of the management report prior to that time.
And where was the vote?
It was done in the executive session in the month prior.
So
We were all
it was
present.
done in November?
He's in
That's
2
what we
management
have to
reports.
Should have brought the emails.
He's in 2 management reports.
Right.
So basically, it is a he said, she said, but they declared bankruptcy and we had to wipe off $1,600, right? That went into our bad debt,
Plus the fees.
plus the fees.
Plus
And then they started over again, and now they're at $1,400.
Plus the attorney fees
Because it
for
was-
showing up there.
They declared bankruptcy, wiped it out. They put it on that debt, they wiped that all. We had to
So
eat
why
that.
does it start over?
That's a different
That's what they
case.
do.
It should start at zero, at $1,400.
Well, it did start at 0.
They're already that many
All
months
right,
behind.
That's the
No,
wrong,
yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
different
when
case.
it comes to
Totally.
bankruptcy, the post-petition account, and there are different types of bankruptcy, but the post-petition account goes back to the filing date. So that's why very often by the time bankruptcy is discharged, they will already have a fairly significant balance on their post-petition account.
Because it's only on the amount of association fees going forward.
Well, they don't own the
Because it
home.
goes back to the filing date.
Exactly, but if they're 6 months in arrears, they file bankruptcy on the 6-month mark.
Are they,
This month's the first 6 that they're responsible for, but then going forward, they wouldn't be based on the filing
So
date.
we wrote again, they talked to me, said, what's going on?
No, they're supposed to.
We haven't noticed a foreclosure at that location?
I don't know.
But I mean, who authorized you to go forward and make us pay additional $700?
I'm sticking up
We
for
can't
you
talk
folks, okay?
addresses
Do you want
and
these guys
names.
coming
No,
after
you're
you?
not.
Without a pre-collection,
I'm
without collection,
not
without
worried about
any of
that.
it, it doesn't matter,
I,
okay?
we
It's
need
not-
to
But
have
I'm gonna say,
fiscal
Scott,
responsibility is the
exactly, you
main
have to represent the
characteristic of
entire
the board.
association, not a single homeowner that's not paying their dues.
and
I don't
like
wanna be
said,
shoveling my own driveway or mowing my own lawn, that's why I moved here.
That's fine.
And if we're just like saying, whoopee, no one needs to pay, or we'll pay for you, or let's take some
None of that was
fees.
said.
they're going through a hard time, so we'll
We
let it
need
slide.
to-
I mean,
That
Like I
we need
said,
to
you
have-
have made options for other
We
people.
can't take a motion, we need
Why
to
didn't
be,
they do this for this person?
Did they ever?
Yeah, they owe
contact them to
7
do
and
so?
some
I
people
don't know.
like
That's what I'm
$8,000.
saying. I
Why
don't
don't
know.
you
It was
go after
rhetorical,
them?
they
it's
did
not,
not
it's
do
not our
that.
job to chase homeowners and ask them to pay their
it
bills.
isn't, and it's not your
It's not our job.
responsibility to say,
It's their job
let's
as a
take
homeowner to say,
$700.
I can't pay it.
we could have bought like 6 bushes with $700. We could put shutters on the
Yeah, we
back
could
of
have replaced
something.
Mark's bushes.
But now we're just like, boop, piss it away. And you're solely responsible for that. And who cares what the rest of us think?
Without all the facts, it makes you sound silly.
Yeah. Look at the blog, who looks silly? Crap.
I don't think that,
Let's talk about
I don't think that
fraudulently
when board
posing as a
members
board
are
member.
on a board to enforce the rules of the board, should use the community's money to hire lawyers to sue the board, to sue the community, to change the bylaws. As you said, it was $4,000 it was spent.
I think it's time
That's about
to
that.
resign.
Who's next?
Just do it, save us some money,
Who's next?
be
John,
cooperative.
John,
Regular.
what?
He's,
I'm just here.
you're just waving hello.
Roz?
That's me. Property management is the topic I put in there, which expires at the end of April.
Okay. So what's your
And-
question?
No question, just how many bids have you accumulated?
We're in the process